Alright, kind of a special video today, but we're going to start by showing this clip from November last year, which I think I did show at the time, but it's relevant now, so we're going to refresh our memories. Now I get the turn 1 tier 2 sea urchin, with the pigs as well, so we didn't even need to get the triple in the starting shop. But then I get triple frog, and so instead of buying the peach, we go for a level up again, and we start with back-to-back tier 2 units. And I think at the time that was the only time this had ever happened to me. I guess on turn 1 your odds are something like 1 in 100. I guess it's a bit better than that because of pig and chinchilla. But then getting the triple on turn 2 as well, you know, you can do the sums yourself. It's very, very unlikely. Now I had seen this happen before, and I'll put the thumbnail in the corner there. This is a kaiogre getting the exact same thing happening. And that's a very entertaining video. I highly recommend going and watching it. But you can see here as we fast forward to the end of this run that it went absolutely nowhere. We're going to end up losing on turn 10 with only 3 trophies. And so yeah, pretty disappointing, but probably at the time the pack was really not set up for it. However, fast forward to July 2024, a couple of days ago, and I got this run. So we end up getting triple duck on turn 1, kind of appropriate, I would say. We level into Thunderbird. Now Thunderbird was changed so that it can't actually give mana to itself. So our turn 1 team isn't quite as good as you would think. But we actually then get triple duckling, which is also very appropriate. And we take the stork. So incredible start there where we not only get the tier 2s, back to back, but we also get the bonus stats. We still end up losing, but I mean that's exactly what you would expect whenever you go for any turn 1 tier 2 game. So with this being such a rare occurrence, I decided to try and concentrate a bit more than normal. Usually I'm going for things kind of just by weight of attempts, you know, trying to play tons of games and then hoping that one of them is going to work out. That's not to say that I'm deliberately playing badly at any point. Maybe some commenters would disagree, but oftentimes, you know, when you're sort of in the zone, you're maybe not thinking as carefully about every single decision you make. You're just trying to get as many reps in as possible, and hopefully you're going to face some of those opponents that have weaker teams. So I also take the Sphinx here. Now the main reason for going for it was that the build that I was actually playing for, you can see Atlantic Puffin in the shop there. That was what was supposed to be the build I was trying to get. That'll be a video sooner or later. But most of the time what I was doing was trying to get the Sphinx leveled up, you know, to have big stats, and then using Frog to transfer the stats onto the Puffin, or one of the other early game units that I needed for my build. And so it made sense, given that this is the Puffin pack, that I should just continue with that strategy. Now, in order to complete the challenge, you know, your standard turn 1 tier 2 challenge that I've been doing for a very long time, you have to keep the tier 2 all the way to the end. And in this scenario, we have to keep both of them. So we definitely need better stats on the Thunderbird, and I felt like using the Sphinx was the best option possible. So I mentioned at the start that this is a special video, and part of that is the rarity of this situation. I have been waiting for another chance at this challenge for quite a long time. But the other reason is that the channel just not long passed 2 million views. And I know to a lot of channels 2 million views is not really all that much, but I started this as a hobby project, and to see it go from, you know, 5-10 views up to a total of 2 million, it's really kind of surreal. And I didn't really think I would still be uploading videos years after starting the channel, and still wanting to play more SAP, still wanting to record more stuff. And it looks like with some of the news that coming out of the official Discord, that the next update is hopefully going to address some of the problems with custom packs. So I'm massively looking forward to that, and we're not going to stop anytime soon. So back to the run. Now, I am kind of in a bit of an odd situation here where I'm still waiting for the frog in order to swap the stats from the Sphinx. But in the end, yeah, I make a big mistake here where I combine the Hawks instead of combining the Thunderbirds. I guess maybe I was intending on just selling the second Thunderbird and then swapping the stats. But I think in the end I decide to actually combine them anyway. And if that was my original intention, I definitely shouldn't have combined the Thunderbirds there because the damage from the Hawks is way more valuable. But luckily we get away with it. And we'll take the reset on the magic lamp, swap the stats with the frog, and then we'll grab the crow. Yep, and then move the Sphinx back a bit. Now, because of the contents of the pack, I think I'd already decided at this stage that I had to just try and win with as strong tempo as I could possibly muster. There aren't really any heavy scaling units in the late game. Because of the build I was going for, a lot of it just relied on getting early game units, scaling them up a decent amount, and then buying food at the end. But I feel like the abilities on the team here aren't going to be good enough to win just by buying food. So we're going to have to look for some of the powerful tier 6 units that could potentially get us a win as quickly as possible. We get Snake and Alpaca. Snake, maybe we could have taken that and put it behind the Stork, but I think there was something else in particular I was looking for. We take the Kappa here. On turn 9, there's a very good chance that the Kappa is not going to spawn anything for the opposing team. It'll just get knocked out straight away. Although I think we do actually get drawn against a summon team here, yep. But although we do snipe the sheep, it doesn't leave any space. So we get the Kappa spawn and they don't. We still lose the Hawk to the Chili from the bus. But luckily, because this is a Mimic team, we are going to win anyway. I think if they had a different summon support unit there, that was probably going to be Curtains. Now, yeah, I was contemplating trying to potentially pill the Kappa there and get a large unit and sort of bypass the scaling, but in the end we level into this Mantis Shrimp and we're going to go for that instead. And I think I end up taking another Kappa, having just gotten rid of the other one. Yeah, I probably should have just... because we have to keep the Thunderbird and the Stork, the Alpaca was pretty useless there. So yeah, I should have sold it first instead of the Kappa, I think. But this is an absolutely amazing matchup. We get matched with this Wharf team. So we instantly remove the Wharf, which means it doesn't get to shoot at all. And luckily the mana is going to take care of the Lynx in the back. Incredible result there to get matched with that squad. So a level up on the Stork. Now I do think about Sleipnir here, but I think a lot of the foods I had were all splash foods, so I didn't have, chicken leg or any of the other ones that would be useful for quickly boosting Sleipnir. So instead we'll just take another Hawk for now, freeze the Stingray. And this is a really unfortunate matchup to follow up a great matchup. When they've got a Poodle at the front, the snipe damage is just completely wasted. I mean, it wouldn't have mattered anyway, because without any kind of health reduction, we were never going to beat Leech Peacock. So yeah, we'll get rid of the Hawk, bring in Stingray, and take Sock for certain. I think probably a lot of the runs when I was going for the actual build, I was taking Flashlight there, but Flashlight on this team is going to do nothing. We need to just be trying to win right now before it's too late and we start facing the 50-50 scaled teams. And look, it's the exact same person. Again with the Donut Wharf setup. We completely break their team and we move on to 9 wins and we still have 3 hearts left. But ideally we want to win right now so we don't have to go any further. Now we do get Orca. I could swap the Red Dragon for the Orca, but I think I'm just going to keep the lineup as it is for 1 turn and then see what happens. We get triple Orca now. And I think, yeah, I end up rolling another Orca. So the shop is telling me that I need Orca in my squad. And it's Woodpecker, fairly low statted, although they do have a Stego. So we get rid of their front 2 units and their back unit. And that's actually, I think that was a really bad snipe hitting the Lynx that had Crisp. I think we really needed to hit the behemoth there, but maybe we couldn't have actually won that turn anyway. So turn 14, the chances of a small squad that we can actually beat are diminishing every single round. We really need to find mushrooms for the stork and the orca. And then we face chupacabra, hippocampus, rabbit, you know, your bog standard customs team. I actually don't know why people enjoy playing this, because you have to sit and wait for the chupacabra buffs because of the bug. But of course the hippo is just going to demolish our squad here. There's no scorpion to come out of the stork, but yeah, we were never going to win anyway. So now we're down to lethal. So on turn 15, you know, what can this team realistically beat? We don't have any mushrooms. We have a couple of decent damage snipes, but on turn 15 it's probably not going to be enough to break many squads. We don't roll any mushrooms, so I think I'm just going to take... Yeah, I think I roll 3 times here, hoping for mushroom in the empty slot. Instead, we take the orange, and we rearrange the mantis shrimp and the hawk. I don't think it's going to make much difference, but we're hoping for an incredibly unlikely opponent. And the game gives us this Jersey Devil 3 squad. We instant delete their first 2 units. They do have the level 3 Great One in the back. Orca spawns an Ayala, and as soon as I see that, I know that we've won. So an incredibly rare run to start, but also to end, because the opponent that we were facing, as we, I think we're going to have a look and see what they were doing. Watch last opponent, and then we'll check what their team was like before the final turn there. And if we go down to the bottom, we can see that they actually had double level 3 Jersey Devil, and they had a huge parrot as well. So they actually sold those two units. I guess they were trying to throw. What they were going for, I don't know. But the only chance we had was to get matched with a team like that. And I was just so grateful that we got the challenge over the line. And thanks to everyone who helped get the channel to 2 million views.